This is a special presentation of Alamogordo Tiger Sports on Southern New Mexico's sports leader, ESPN Alamogordo 103.7.
ESPN Alamogordo 103.7. Hello and welcome to Santa Fe and the Capital City Tournament, which is underway. The first game of the morning is Los Alamos and Santa Fe ladies facing off. That one has still about 3 minutes or so, or I should say about 4 minutes left in the matchup. So we'll still have probably about 5 to 10 minutes, probably closer to 10 minutes of this one. And, of course, I think they'll do a 10-minute warm-up period before the next game. And the Tigers get ready to face off against the Valencia Jaguars here on ESPN Alamogordo 103.7. Happy to have you tuned in wherever you may be with us, whether it's online on the ESPN Alamogordo YouTube channel or you're tuned in to 103.7, doing it the traditional way, listening to us on the radio. Happy to have you tuned in. Great start of the season for the Tigers with wins over Belen last Saturday, and then Tuesday night got a win over Goddard. 77-64 was the final. They'll face off against a Belen team that has opened the season at 2-1. I'll tell you, I'm impressed with the way that they faced off against Atrisco Heritage. I think they only lost by 8 to Atrisco a little bit earlier on this week. Atrisco's the two-time defending 5A state champs. Valencia is actually a 4A program. Tigers are in the 5A, same as Atrisco Heritage. But caught that score as I was prepping for this morning's game, and that's a pretty impressive effort. And I thought that this might be the best team that Alamo has faced so far this season. Valencia, so far this year, has beaten Piedra Vista by 24, beat Farmington by 6, and then as I mentioned on Tuesday when Alamo was facing Goddard, they only lose to Atrisco Heritage by 8. And I don't know if Atrisco Heritage is as good as they've been the last couple of years. They lost to, it looks like, West Mesa last night, 61-49. So that they may not be at the same level as they have been the last couple of years. But we've got a pretty jam-packed tournament with some talented teams. Certainly Santa Fe High School is at the top of the list. They were the state runner-up. They lost to Atrisco in that final last year. Capital, I think Alamogordo's up there. I think Valencia is as well. I think those are probably the 4 best teams in the tournament. But we'll have to wait and see what we get throughout this 3-day tourney, and we'll have all 3 of the Alamogordo games coming up for you on ESPN Alamogordo. So happy to have you tuned in this morning, wherever you may be with us. And we're still, I would say, 20 minutes or so until we get to tip-off. We've got about 3 minutes left in the Los Alamos Santa Fe High game, with the Santa Fe High girls up by 21 right now. So they're just trying to finish this one out as Los Alamos misses a 3. So we'll take a commercial break and check in with our sponsors and stay with us. Tigers and Jaguars coming up in about 20-25 minutes here on ESPN Alamogordo 103.7.
Tularosa Basin Telephone Company is famous for keeping you connected. They promise to deliver fast speeds, provide a reliable network, and do it all with a smile. Their customer service team is on top of every call with the answers you need. In fact, they believe their customers are the most important part of their business. Give Tularosa Basin Telephone Company a call at 585-2700 for the internet experience you've been waiting for.
If you and your family are looking for a new home, you don't have to look far for a home mortgage. As a community bank, we not only have great rates, we offer you friendly financial service right here in the neighborhood. There are a lot of options in real estate lending. We're here to see that you get a loan you can live with. Talk to us about your home mortgage. We're an equal housing lender. First National Bank, member FDIC. When you grow, we grow.
Are you
you looking for letter jackets? Need trophies, plaques, or awards? It's all at the Winner Circle. Personalize your student's letter jacket with stitching or embroidery. Get customized engraving on your trophies, plaques, and awards. Whether it's for your business, team sales, special events, or personal use. Have you seen our in-store remodel? Stop by and visit us today at 1201 10th Street in Alamogordo.
Come see us at the Winner Circle, Outfitters of Champions. Go Tigers!
Whether you bath in the bathtub or bath in the sink, soft water's the water your skin wants to drink. See, when you're washing in hard water, skin can dry out more. Soft Culligan water's what your skin's crying out for. A Culligan water softener helps take out the hard stuff, like calcium, magnesium, and other stuff that can make skin rough. Because your skin is important, whether you're a baby or bald. That's why we say get a Culligan water softener installed.
Softener starting at $7.95 plus tax, installed on pre-plumbed homes. Shaw Quality Water Culligan. Call 437-6500.
Welcome back. You're listening to ESPN Alamogordo 103.7 again here at the Capital State Tournament in Santa Fe. The Alamogordo Tigers getting ready to face the Valencia Jaguars. We got a minute 23 remaining in the first game of the day, which is Los Alamos and Santa Fe on the girls' side. This is a boys and girls tournament here in Santa Fe. And just a quick look of the bracket in the boys' side today. Alamo playing Valencia. Capital faces off against Santa Fe Indian School at 3:30. At 12:30, it's St. Mike's taking on Goddard, and Los Alamos facing off against Santa. Goddard's a good team. We got to see them on Tuesday night. The Tigers picked up the win over the Rockets, and the Tigers looked impressive, especially in the second half. Alamo played really well, forced a lot of turnovers, and then pulled away. Scored 77. That was the other thing for the Tigers. I could just tell you from covering them in recent years, that's not a total that we've seen a ton from. I mean, usually the Tigers win games, it's 50s and 60s. It's not very often that they'll get up into the 70s. And got a real good effort again from Yvonne Bernal, 24 points. And he had to sit out a majority of the second half with foul trouble, and the Tigers were able to work well even without him in the lineup. And again, it shows the depth and the overall experience with this group, or the confidence with this group. You got 15 from Scott Mullen, who we saw at times last year as a freshman, but he really looks like he's going to be somebody the Tigers are going to look to. I would say he's their best three-point shooter from what we've seen so far this year, and maybe their best pure jump shooter on the basketball team. I would say Scott Mullen. Bernal's kind of that banger guy. He's going to try to drive the basket, draw contact, get to the free throw line, get inside. He can definitely shoot a jumper, but he's looking to get to the rim on most of his scoring plays. Arlen Gilbert had 12. He had a good effort for the Tigers. 10 points for Grayson Kaler in that win over Goddard. 5 points for Gabriel Marquez and Clavon Spencer and Grayson Nagetta. And then 2 points for Adrian Herrera in that win. So you get a lot of guys in the mix, and this is a Tiger team that, when they get going, they, 7, 8, 9, 10 guys can get into the scoring effort for the Tigers. They have that capability. I think we saw that a little bit in the Belen game, but I would definitely say that there's more to come with this Tiger back as the clock getting ready to run out here with the Santa Fe. I don't apologize. I was just saying it was Santa Fe. It's Los Alamos, and I need to get my ladies bracket up. That is not Santa Fe High on the girls' side. They would be playing tonight. Misspoke there. My apologies. Anyway, Los Alamos facing off, and the win going to the Lady Jaguars here in this opening game of the tournament. And the Tigers are taking the floor as the Valencia Jaguars are doing the same. So that would actually be the Valencia Lady women girls team, I believe, getting the win. I'll check my bracket and make sure I have that right. I just had downloaded the boys bracket because obviously that's where the Tigers were going. So I'll let you know on that one. So my apologies, I misspoke on that. Looks like we're going to get 20 minutes in our warm-up here. So 49. So, the reason why he's confused is up on the scoreboard. So that's why It was Santa Fe. That's my bad. Anyway, 49-30 the win in the first game for, I believe, Valencia. And the Tigers getting ready to take the floor here. We got a lot of other tournaments going on for our area teams, so we're going to mention those. Alamogordo girls, Tularosa girls, Mescalero, Cloudcroft boys, Tularosa boys all have tournaments this week. So we'll tell you what they're up to over the next few days, and we'll do that during our pregame. So we're into warm-ups and pregame for this afternoon, or this morning's matchup, I should say, between the Alamogordo Tigers and the Valencia Jaguars. Welcome right back. This is ESPN Alamogordo.
OFCU is bringing you 7 lucky days of Christmas. Starting December 7th, for 7 days, rates as low as 7% APR. Need some extra Christmas cash or simply consolidate debt? Come in and win with OFCU's Lucky Rates. Consolidation valid for non-OFCU loans only and will be closed in. All loans subject to credit approval. Rates are based on credit worthiness. Other restrictions may apply. Federally insured by NCUA. OFCU, 1-800-376-9000. Vision Ford Lincoln is proud to be a supporter of the Alamogordo Tigers. From the classroom to the playing field, we're behind the youth of our community. Check out our amazing deals right now on the Ford F-150, America's best-selling truck for over 40 years. Or take a test drive in a brand new Ford Mustang. Stop in today and let our friendly sales team help find the right vehicle for your lifestyle and budget. Vision Ford Lincoln, 1500 South White Sands Boulevard. Yes, we can. And go Tigers!
If you find yourself frustrated because your internet is slow, then you need to call Tularosa Basin Telephone Company. They have the speed, the reliability, and the customer service to turn your frustration into smiles. Now, doesn't that sound like a better plan? Call Tularosa Basin Telephone Company at 585-2700 and get connected today.
When someone thinks they have a better idea, like a new way to make it or a new place to take it, they start their own business. Every small business has not-so-small ambitions. We can help you with about every financial service you'll need, like e-statements to save your filing space, mobile banking from your smartphone, lines of credit for expansion, and online account access. To us, there's nothing small about small business. First National Bank, member FDIC. When you grow, we grow.
You're listening to ESPN Alamogordo 103.7. Welcome back. By the way, it was Capital in Los Alamos. My apologies. Not sure that you guys are worried one way or the other on that, but it was one of those. It was a sudden realization for me that I have a strong team there. So Capital defeated Los Alamos in the opening game of this tournament. We've got Alamogordo and Valencia coming up here in a little while. Let's run through the rest of the bracket. Mentioned St. Mike's and Goddard. Los Alamos will face off against Santa Fe High tonight. That'll be the evening game and the final game of the day here at the Santa Fe tournament. On the girls' side, they've got Cleveland, Robertson facing off. Los Alamos and Capital just finished. Espanola Valley and Portales. And then Valencia and Santa Fe will be the final girls' game of the day. Speaking of girls' basketball, the Alamogordo girls in Gallup for the John Lamazny tournament, and they'll face off against Shiprock at 1 p.m. this afternoon. They got an early trip over to Gallup. They were leaving, I think, from what I was told, 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. So hopefully they'll be well rested and ready to go for a 1 p.m. tip-off. Probably be later than that. You know how tournaments will always run a little bit late. The Tularosa boys begin their season today. They'll play at 6 p.m. as they face off against Maxwell. It's a good single-A team that they're facing off against tonight. So that's a good matchup to begin the season for Coach Castagnon's team. The Tularosa girls will get Loving at 6:30 tonight at the Lady Lion Classic in Santa Rosa. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong. I've got too many brackets here. I'm just going to tell you right now. Tularosa taking on Estancia at 5 this evening in the Lady Lion Classic in Santa Rosa. I've got like 10 brackets sitting here in front of me. Mescalero girls also playing in that tournament as they face off against McCurdy. 3:30 tip-off in that game. I mentioned the Cloudcroft boys are at the Rio Grande Shootout in TRC. They'll take on Hot Springs at 1 p.m. this afternoon. I think that's everybody that are playing tournaments this week. The Mescalero boys don't begin their season until next week. Cloudcroft girls don't begin their season until next week. Cloudcroft girls were supposed to play on Monday along with the Cloudcroft boys against Hagerman, but that game was postponed. And so they'll have to wait until next week, because I think they open up against Tularosa to begin their season. Yeah, they'll play Thule coming up on Tuesday, and Mountaintop Tournament is coming up next week in Cloudcroft. Both teams warming up on the floor here. Alamogordo facing off against Valencia. We'll tell you a little more about this Valencia team coming up here in just a little bit, and chat about what to expect from that side. And we'll also run through again what we've seen from Tiger basketball this year. Already to 2 wins, about halfway to their win total from last year. We knew this was going to be a significantly better group in 2019-2020, and so far they've proven that. I think they're going to get a real good test this morning, in combination of the good basketball team they're facing tonight, or this afternoon, or this morning. I'm going to get it right one of these days. We don't do a lot of morning games. And I think the morning game, clearly I'm off my game a little bit this morning. That's always a challenge. You get into these tournaments and you play a 9:30 or an 8 o'clock matchup, but I've had multiple coaches tell me this, that this is something that you tell your team, hey, if we get to play in March, especially if you get to play at the pit, there's a real chance that you're playing an 8 a.m., a 9:30 game. So treat it like that. Go through the process of acting like you're in a state tournament game, because this is a little bit of rehearsal for maybe getting that opportunity. And I can say the last 2 times that Alamogordo, either boys or girls, have played in the pit, it's been early games. I think the Alamo boys were the first ones out when they played a couple years ago against Capital. The Alamo girls a couple years ago, or it'd be 2 seasons ago, they were a 9:30 or 9:45 tip-off that morning. So it's an opportunity to learn something about yourself as a team, and get into the process of playing at this time, because you're basically not going to do it all season long. This is one of the few opportunities that you get a chance to work on that. All right, we'll take a commercial break and we'll come back. We are about 10 minutes away from getting this one started. It's Alamogordo and Valencia in the Bobby Rodriguez Capital City Tournament in Santa Fe, and we'll be right back.
Fall is here and winter is creeping up on us fast. This is Brandon with Desert Sun Toyota, and the prices are falling on all new 2019s in stock. I invite you down to Desert Sun Toyota today. Take advantage of some of the biggest savings of the year, like the new 2019 Camrys with $2,500 cash back, or the new 2019 4Runners with $1,250 cash back, or payments as low as $349 a month. If you're in the market for a new vehicle, come see why Toyota is ranked #1 in retail sales in the U.S. Desert Sun Toyota's Used Car Supercenter is expanding with our new value-priced vehicle lineup, like a 2010 Buick Enclave SUV priced at only $7,400. If you're in the market for a truck, SUV, or car, Desert Sun Toyota has what you're looking for. Our staff is here with experience, knowledge, and the best customer service to make your vehicle purchase the best. Come see why Desert Sun is voted #1 auto dealer in Otero County year after year. Visit us at DesertSunToyota.com or 3333 North White Sands Boulevard.
When you think of all the things water wets, how clean your water is as important as it gets. A Culligan water system can help filter stuff out. So cleaner Culligan water is what comes out the spout. Into the pots you boil peas in, the teacup you're teasing, the lemonade you homemade when it's homemade lemonade season, the soup you serve guests, the bowls for your pets, and all the other wonderful things water wets. You could give your people Culligan water.
Softener starting at $7.95 plus tax installed on pre-plumbed homes. Shaw Quality Water Culligan. Call 437-6500.
The Winter Circle, your hometown shop for all local team apparel. Get hats, shirts, jackets, and more. Cheer on the Tigers, Wildcats, and all your favorite teams in style. You can also personalize your apparel with custom silkscreen or embroidery. The Winter Circle, a family-owned business, continuing the tradition of supporting local athletics.
Come see us at the Winter Circle, Outfitters of Champions. Go Tigers!
1201 10th Street in Alamogordo. Welcome
back to Santa Fe and the Capital City Tournament. You're listening to ESPN Alamogordo 103.7. Alamogordo facing off against Valencia. And a little less than 10 minutes to go until this morning's tip-off. Valencia coming into today's game at 2-1. And being led by Jake Maddox, who's a 6'1 senior. 22.5 points over the first 2 games of the season, at least what they have in the stats. They've played another one in there, but 13.5 points for Garrett Lalonde, 11.5 for Preston Lowry, and kind of spread out after that. At least over the first 2 games, team that does like to shoot the 3, they probably take as many threes as they do inside the arc, and not a big team. This is one that we could see going up and down the floor. The Tigers want the tempo up, and 2 teams I'm sure that are going to be trying to pressure on defense as well, create some problems for the other side. So this could be fun to watch, and definitely going to be, you have to be paying attention, as it'll be, I think, a quick game up and down the floor. As soon as I was saying that, I'm sure it's going to turn into some kind of slowdown game. I can't see Coach Voigt wanting that for the Tigers. I'm curious to see this. Again, I think this is probably the best team the Tigers have played. It's so hard to tell early in the year. Just like I said, I was impressed with Valencia in a close game against Atrisco Heritage. Maybe Atrisco Heritage is not quite as good as they've been the last couple of seasons. And I think it's pointed out in the Albuquerque Journal, James Yotis talking about a team going for a three-peat, which hasn't happened in quite a long time in New Mexico. So that would be that team. But you've got, I think, 2 hungry basketball teams that are looking to find their way to the postseason and get some early wins and get some confidence going early in the season. I think both sides can say that about how they've played early in the year. They have to feel pretty confident in how they've played, and the direction that the program is going seems a pretty fair thing to say about both sides here. So it should be a fun matchup, and I think both sides would really like to get onto the winner side of the bracket here. You get onto the championship side, you play some better teams, and I think that's what you want out of these tournaments. You want to get quality competition and stuff that either helps your resume or helps you with just the experience of what you expect out of your basketball team as you head throughout the rest of the year. And especially, I think, in an early, you've only played a couple of games so far this season, it's nice to be able to see some quality and some good basketball in some of these early tournaments. And I think especially for the Tigers, they don't have a lot of non-district. I mean, it's basically what we have in December is non-district, and then we're playing district games the second week of January. So that'll, be here before you know it. That's a month away. So you got a lot of games in a short period of time. The Tigers are, playing these 3 here. They go to Chaparral. They go to Lovington next week. And, they've got teams like Silver and Roswell coming up before the Kiwanis tournament at the end of the month. So it's interesting to watch and see how this Tiger team progresses. I still will say that I think that Alamo's a bit of an unknown. They've looked very good in their first 2 games. I've been impressed with a number of guys and the way, just overall, the way the team looks, the confidence that they have. But, we'll also see when, maybe somebody kind of, I don't want to say hits them in the mouth, but gives them a hard time in one of these games. I think Goddard gave them a tough matchup, and I think Belen did as well. It's just, when they have to go through a little bit of adversity, because the Tigers have led in both their games so far. If they get behind, how do they react? And I'm sure Coach Voigt is, interested to see how his team handles those type of situations as we head through this tournament and we head through the next few weeks. It's, I think, probably still a learning experience for a lot of the guys, but I'll tell you, when we talked to them at the beginning of the season, it was nothing but confidence from this basketball team and what they believed that they could do this year. All right, do you want to do some other things? Congratulations to Alamogordo Wrestling yesterday. They beat Ruidoso 48-36 in their duel with the Warriors. And if you want full results from that, you can go to the ESPN Alamogordo Facebook page. We posted that yesterday. They will be at the Las Cruces tournament next. That's coming up on the December 13th and 14th. They do have some JV action coming up as well in El Paso at Pebble Hills. But 13th and 14th of December, the next time Alamogordo Wrestling will be in action. And as for the rest of the week, we've talked a lot of basketball, obviously. Alamogordo Swimming goes to Carlsbad coming up on Saturday for their next meet of the season. And Alamogordo Cheer will host the White Sand Slam on Saturday at 9 a.m. It's going to be their only home competition. So go out and support the Alamogordo Lady Tigers. A lot of other teams coming in from around the area. So stop by and check that out again. That's 9 a.m. on Saturday morning in the Tiger Pit. Everybody else is pretty much out of town in the area. We got Alamo boys here, Alamo girls in Gallup, Tularosa boys in Las Vegas, Tularosa girls in Santa Rosa, Mescalero girls in Santa Rosa, and the Cloudcroft boys in TRC. This is a big weekend for tournaments. The whole month of December, you've got tournaments pretty much every weekend. So teams are real busy, and it's a fun time to kind of get in gear with high school basketball in the state of New Mexico. We're finished with high school football. That wrapped up last weekend, so attention turns to the winter sports, basketball, wrestling, swimming, and we're excited to get to that point. Tigers have come back onto the floor. They went back to the locker room, and now they are in their uniforms with the white and the gold balls, the black outline. Really like the Tigers in their gold unis at home on Tuesday. I hadn't seen those yet, so it was kind of cool to see those on the pit floor on what was such a cool night, dedicating the Lawrence E. Johnson Tiger Pit. That was a fun evening on Tuesday. Hopefully we'll see some more crowds of that size as well, because it was a rowdy atmosphere on Tuesday. Tigers, the boys' side, aren't at home for a little while, but look forward to hopefully having a good crowd the next time the Tigers are at home. All righty, we're going to go ahead and take a break and come back, and we should be about ready for tip-off. Alamogordo and Valencia, boys basketball, second game here at the Bobby Rodriguez Capital City Tournament in Santa Fe. Stay with us.
OFCU is bringing you 7 lucky days of Christmas. Starting December 7th, for 7 days, rates as low as 7% APR. Need some extra Christmas cash or simply consolidate debt? Come in and win with OFCU's Lucky Rates. Consolidation valid for non-OFCU loans only and will be closed in. All loans subject to credit approval. Rates are based on creditworthiness. Other restrictions may apply. Federally insured by NCUA. OFCU, 1-800-376-9000. Vision Ford Lincoln is proud to be a supporter of the Alamogordo Tigers. From the classroom to the playing field, we're behind the youth of our community. Check out our amazing deals right now on the Ford F-150, America's best-selling truck for over 40 years. Or take a test drive in a brand new Ford Mustang. Stop in today and let our friendly sales team help find the right vehicle for your lifestyle and budget. Vision Ford Lincoln, 1500 South White Sands Boulevard. Yes, we can. And go Tigers!
Slow internet again? Signal constantly dropping? Don't take it out on your computer. Instead, call Tularosa Basin Telephone Company for internet stress relief. They have the speed and the reliability to make your internet dreams come true. If you want fast, they have faster. If you want service you can rely on, they are the most reliable. And customer service? It's all about you. Call Tularosa Basin Telephone Company to get connected. 585-2700.
Now you have a choice when it comes to keeping massive files of your bank statements every month. With an online e-statement, you'll have an accurate, easy-to-read electronic statement you can access anywhere, anytime. Get more control over your cash flow. And no more giant filing cabinets. Our e-statements get an A+. First National Bank, member FDIC. When you grow, we grow.
ESPN Alamogordo 103.7. Welcome back, and we are ready to go. The Tigers taking the floor. They decided to pass up on the starting lineups because we are running about 20 minutes after the start. And the Tigers with Grayson Kaler, Davion Smith, Harlan Gilbert, Adrian Herrera, and Yvonne Bernal starting. Taking the center tip with Kaler will be Garrett Lalonde. Alonzo De Leon on the floor as well. Ball tipped and controlled to the Tigers. Pass too strong for Grayson Kaler as Yvonne Bernal is trying to race up the floor and get a quick bucket. And the Tigers will turn it over to start the game. Jake Maddox on the floor. Also, for the Jags, number 12, Luis Ramos, and number 5, Preston Lowry. Man-to-man defense for the Tigers. Jags going left to right, Tigers right to left. Valencia in red with silver numerals, Tigers in the white with the gold numerals. Ball goes inside and thrown right to Grayson Kaler, and the Tigers will come up the floor with Bernal. Bernal works it over to Herrera in the right corner, then back outside goes to Gilbert, and the Tigers work it around the horn. They go to Herrera, top of the key, and right wing Gilbert. Bounce pass goes inside. Kaler trying to work his way into the lane. Kaler swings around his defender, missed the shot. Rebound was in the hands of Herrera, but he loses out on it. Maddox races up the floor, cuts into the lane, goes up with the shot, and hits. Jake Maddox with the lay-in, and the Tigers trail 2-0 with 7:07 to go in the first quarter. It'll be Gilbert to walk it into the front court for the Tigers, as he's picked up by Ramos. Kaler, top of the key, gives it off to the right side. It's Herrera. He pump fakes on the top of the key three, gave it off to Gilbert. Gilbert comes off a screen from Kaler, still with top of the key, now drives left lane. Gilbert to the basket, off the glass, just rimmed out for him, and then a traveling violation on Luis Ramos as he grabbed the rebound but fell to the floor. And it'll be Tiger basketball again here with 6:45 remaining. 2-0 Valencia, baseline left entry Gilbert, and he's still looking to get it to somebody, eventually to Kaler, and now work around to Smith. Here's Gilbert, works in the lane. Gilbert pumps and had a shot blocked. Smith, though, gets the loose change and gets the kind iron, side of the rim and in. Davion Smith. And the Tigers have tied it up at 2. 6:30 to go in the first. Into the front court with it comes Davion on, a 5'6" senior, working against Gilbert. Now they run a weave on the outside. Lalonde drives the lane. Lalonde travels. Lalonde, a 6'1" senior. He seems a little bit bigger than that. Also, the young man is rocking quite the stash. I'm impressed by it. Across the timeline with it comes Gilbert, left wing to Kaler. Now it's Bernal. Bernal ball fakes, drives in the lane, jump stop, and a foul going to be called on the Jaguars. And I believe free throws coming up for the Tigers. The foul going to be called on number 5. It's Preston Lowry. First foul of the game. And it'll be 2 free throws for Yvonne Bernal, who has gotten into 20 points both games this season for the Tigers. And this has also been a spot where Alamogordo has been really strong this season, and Bernal starts it off with a make. 3-2 Alamogordo, 6:04 to go in the first. And one more free throw coming up for Yvonne Bernal. He makes both. So Bernal's got a pair, and the Tigers lead 4-2. Inbounds comes to De Leon. Gilbert on him. Tigers turn up some pressure in the backcourt. Ball goes to Lalonde, and he gets it across the timeline to Lowry. Lowry goes over to the corner. Maddox now drives baseline. Goes underneath the basket and passes it out. Left wing 3 on the way. That rims out. Rebound. A foul going to be called on Lalonde. He came over the top on Herrera. And it'll be the first foul, the second team foul. First foul on Lalonde, second team foul on Valencia. 5:47 to go in the first. It's the Tigers 4 and the Jaguars 2. Bernal inbounds to Gilbert. And the Jags with a little bit of backcourt pressure, but just token pressure is Gilbert. A little more pressure on him from Ramos. And Harlan will get it across the timeline and give it off to Herrera. Herrera top of the key, gives it off to Kaler, drives the lane. They're going to call an offensive foul on Grayson Kaler. Maddox steps in and draws the charge. It'll be the first on Grayson. First team foul on the Tigers. Kind of I think a slow tempo to get the game started, which I don't think I'm not too surprised by it in all fairness, as Lalonde gets the inbounds and will give it off to Ramos. Ramos still in the backcourt, and Davion Smith steps in front of a pass attempt, knocks it out of bounds, and it'll stay with Valencia, though. Inbound on the far sideline. Again, Jags left to right, Tigers right to left on your radio dial this morning. Inbounds goes to De Leon. And he holds up one hand in the air. Man-to-man defense with Gilbert on him. Hands it off. Ramos top of the key. Ramos will give it off to Maddox. A couple of jab steps and then passes it away. Now over to the left corner. De Leon gives it over to Lalonde. Lalonde to the top of the key. 3 on the way is no good from Lowry. The rebound is bounced around, but eventually comes to Harlan Gilbert, who presses up the middle of the floor. Almost had the ball knocked away. Able to corral it, and the Tigers will get their offense set up here in the front court. Gilbert drives past his man into the lane, kicks it out to the corner. Herrera, now Kaler, ball fakes, drives the lane. Kaler all the way to the basket, and it's going to be another offensive foul as De Leon was parked just to the inside of the left part of the lane, and Kaler went over the top of him. So the second on Kaler. Herrera comes out. We see Clavon Spencer and Gabriel Marquez for the first time for the Tigers. Inbounds goes to Ramos for Valencia. It's still a 4-2 lead for Alamogordo with 4:30 to go in the first. Tigers forced the turnover. Clavon Spencer grabs it off the floor and was underneath the Tigers' basket, just went up with it and drew the contact. It'll be free throws. They'll call the foul on Alonso De Leon, and it'll be the Tigers back to the charity stripe. 4:34 to go first quarter. The Tigers leading 4-2. Spencer will hit the first. One more for the Tigers. Spencer backroom misses the second. Rebound tracked down by Maddox. 5-2 Alamogordo, 4.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Maddox drives right of the lane, kicks down to the corner. Quick three on the way, no good. Rebound is tapped out. Jags will keep it. Another three, this time Maddox that's shooting. He makes that one. It was Lopez that missed on the first. So Maddox has got 5. And he, over the first 2 games for Valencia, led them with 22.5 points a game. Tigers knew that he was going to be somebody you're going to have to try to slow down. Bernal at the right wing, gives it off to Spencer, all the way around the left corner. It's Gilbert. Gilbert dribbles with it, gives it off to Bernal. Bernal drives the lane, pass behind a cutting Davion Smith. Smith was working along the baseline from the near side to the far side, and he tried to fit a pass in there. It was off the mark. See Scott Mullen come in, and Davion Smith will come out of the game. Inbounds for the Jags. Ball comes to the near side to De Leon. Tigers putting up some pressure in the backcourt. Jags are able to work past it, though. Lalonde, Maddox, right corner three. Tough defense in his face. Rebound tipped around, and Bernal has it. Bernal pushing up the floor. Bernal races left lane all the way into the lane and trying to draw contact. Didn't get the call. Loose ball gets knocked out of bounds, and it'll go back over to Valencia. All even at 5, 3:33 to go in the first quarter, as Maddox will inbound and get it to De Leon for Valencia. Tigers with Gilbert, Marquez, Spencer, Mullen, and Harlan Gilbert was able to tap it away from De Leon, but couldn't get it before it went out of bounds. And another inbounds play for Valencia. Tigers have been able to cause some problems and force a couple of turnovers. Fortunately for them, they just haven't been able to get things going offensively. Not that their team really has. Looking, we're 5-5. About the 3-minute mark here of the quarter. Jags are able to get it into the front court. Lalonde has it the right wing, gives it off to De Leon. They work it around to the corner. 3 on the way from the left corner, and that is good. Eric Lopez knocks it down. And we knew the Jags would want to shoot from beyond the arc, and they've hit a couple here early and lead 8-5. Tigers could use a good offensive possession here. And Harlan Gilbert picks up his dribble and almost throws it away. Good work by Marquez to track it down at the far sideline. Now here's Bernal. Bernal driving the lane. Bernal gets into the lane, misses on the 6-footer, and the rebound pulled in by Valencia. Coming across midcourt with it, De Leon has it. Sends it away. Lowry, guarded by Bernal, picks up his dribble and has it stolen away. Bernal is going to be bumped by Maddox as he stole it. And Maddox will pick up his first 14th foul. Tigers will have an inbounds play right in front of the scorer's table at the near sideline. Luis Ramos coming into the game. Jake Maddox will check out. And checking out as well as Preston Lowry, we see Trent Griego come into for the first time for Valencia. Spencer, Bernal, Marquez, Gilbert, and Mullen on the floor for the Tigers. Spencer has it right wing extended. Now goes to the right corner. Inside to Bernal. Bernal's got some size advantage, but misses off the glass. A little cold to shooting for Yvonne Bernal early. And the Tigers trail 8-5. 2:11 to go in the first quarter. Quickly in the front court for the Jags. Ball fake and stepping inside to the three-point range and putting up a 2 is Griego. That's no good. Tigers almost lost the ball coming up the floor as Bernal nearly had it knocked away from behind. Marquez in the right corner now gives it off to Gilbert, right wing extended. Gilbert looks to drive on his man, gets in the lane, kicks it out the corner. Open three for Mullen. It's good. Scott Mullen knocks down the three, and we're tied up at 8. 1:45 to go here in the first quarter, and the Tigers and the Jags are even. Ball went straight up in the air, tipped around, and the Tigers steal it away. Bernal to the top of the key. He'll curl around and slow it up for the Tigers. Top of the key, it's Gilbert with the basketball. He keeps his dribble, gives off to Spencer with the left wing. Spencer trying to work his way into the lane. Strong on the shot. Battle for the rebound is won by the Jags and Luis Ramos. And he'll bring it into the front court for Valencia. Minute 15 to go first quarter. And it's the Tigers and the Jaguars tied at 8. Out top, Lalonde. And they're running a weave outside in the hands of Griego. Gives it off to Lopez. Lopez dribbles right wing. Now to the top of the key with it, Ramos. Over to the left corner. Left elbow jump shot by Griego, wildly off the mark. Tigers grab the rebound. Up the far sideline with it comes Gilbert. Gilbert looking to drive. He gets bumped all the way about 30 feet from the basket. That'll be the 5th team foul. Luis Ramos picking up his first, and a lot of changes for both teams here. Tigers bring back Adrian Herrera. We see Jeremiah Vigil into the game for the first time, joining Mullen, Molinez, and Spencer. Inbounds goes to Vigil with 51 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Vigil gets a screen from Mullen. He gets picked up by Maddox, who just checked back in for Valencia. Marquez left wing goes inside to Mullen. Mullen trying to post his way up, tried to go up with a shot in close. It's tipped and knocked out of bounds by Ali Abdullah, the 6'2 freshman for the Jags. The only time you see a freshman on that varsity side playing, you know, they got some talent. You can say the same for Davion Smith. He's the one freshman that's been getting minutes for Alamogordo. Mullen trying to post up inside. Vigil trying to get it in, and they're going to call a hold on Scott Mullen. I think, was it Mullen or? No, Clavon Spencer. Spencer was hooking a player and holding on to him, and that was the call. Pushing up the floor is Lopez, loses the handle. Tigers diving for the basketball. 2 Tigers on the floor. Could be an open shot. Left corner 3 is no good, and Herrera was trying to box out. The rebound, though, tips right to Jake Maddox, and he's able to lay it up and in and give Valencia a 10-8 lead with 18 seconds to go. Tigers likely will have the last shot of the first quarter. Right wing, Herrera. Herrera able to spin away from Maddox. Little runner from just inside the free throw line is no good. Mullen able to track down the ball in the corner. Tigers only have 4 seconds left. Vigil drives the lane. Vigil kicks out to Mullen. Left corner 3. No good. Rebound is tipped, and the buzzer sounds, and that's 1. It's the Tigers trailing the Valencia Jaguars 10-8 after 1. You're listening to ESPN Alamogordo 103.7.
Are you looking for letter jackets? Need trophies, plaques, or awards? It's all at the Winner's Circle. Personalize your student's letter jacket with stitching or embroidery. Get customized engraving on your trophies, plaques, and awards. Whether it's for your business, team sales, special events, or personal use. Have you seen our in-store remodel? Stop by and visit us today at 1201 10th Street in Alamogordo.
Come see us at the Winner's Circle, Outfitters of Champions. Go Tigers!
Whether you bath in the bathtub or bath in the sink, soft water's the water your skin wants to drink. See, when you're washing in hard water, skin can dry out more. Soft Culligan water's what your skin's crying out for. A Culligan water softener helps take out the hard stuff, like calcium, magnesium, and other stuff that can make skin rough. Because your skin is important, whether you're a baby or bald. That's why we say get a Culligan water softener installed.
Softener starting at $7.95 plus tax installed on pre-plumbed homes. Shaw Quality Water Culligan. Call 437-6500.
ESPN Alamogordo 103.7. Welcome back. It's Valencia 10, Alamogordo 8. 1 quarter of play gone. Tigers led by Scott Mullen, who had a 3. 2 points for Yvonne Bernal and Davion Smith, and 1 point for Clavon Spencer. Jake Maddox, 7 points in that quarter. Leads Valencia. Eric Lopez had the 3, which has the Jags in front. 10-8 lead. Ball in the right corner, 3 on the way, and no good from Lowry. Tigers grab the rebound. Tigers right to left, pushing up the floor. That is Gilbert. Gilbert switches to his left-hand dribbling, gets to the baseline, then brings it back out. Gives it to Marquez, who gives it right back to him. Gilbert dribbling near the center circle. Right wing Mullen Gives it off to Marquez. Marquez curls the lane, kicks out to the corner. 3 on the way from Herrera. That's good. Adrian Herrera knocks down the triple, and the Tigers retake the lead 11-10. Into the front court quickly for the Jags. Lowry almost had it knocked away by Bernal. And still by the Tigers. It's 2-on-1 the other way. Marquez bounce pass from Gilbert. Gilbert lays it up and in. Good dish from Marquez, and Harlan Gilbert finishes, and the Tigers lead 13-10. The tempo getting turned up a little bit here by the Tigers. 7 minutes to go, and near the midcourt line, it's De Leon. They'll send it over to the far side, left corner. Maddox, ball fakes left, drives right, kicks it out Lalonde. Right wing 3, no good. Rebound grab by Mullen, and he'll give it off to Gilbert. Gilbert quickly ahead to Herrera. Herrera stops to the left wing, then drives to his left towards the baseline. Brings it back out. Bernal top of the key, hesitates, drives, kicks it out to the corner. Mullen an open 3. That's good. Another 3 for the Tigers. Second for the game for Scott Mullen, and the Tigers lead 16-10, and it's an 8-0 run to begin the quarter for Alamogordo. Clapping on the sideline is Coach Boyd, happy what he sees from his team, and Adrian Herrera gets a steal. Maddox trying to bring it into the court, or the front court, and Herrera to the basket, lays it in, and one. Adrian Herrera steals it, gets to the basket, and the Tigers a chance at a 3-point play. Great start to the quarter. Herrera's got 5, and the Tigers leading 18-10. Timeout called by Valencia. Tigers leading 18-10 and have opened up this second quarter on a 10-0 run. Adrian Herrera will be at the free throw line when we come back. You're listening to ESPN Alamogordo.
OFCU is bringing you 7 lucky days of Christmas. Starting December 7th, for 7 days, rates as low as 7% APR. Need some extra Christmas cash or simply consolidate debt? Come in and win with OFCU's Lucky Rates. Consolidation valid for non-OFCU loans only and will be closed in. All loans subject to credit approval. Rates are based on creditworthiness. Other restrictions may apply. Federally insured by NCUA. OFCU, 1-800-376-9000.
ESPN Alamogordo 103.7. The Tigers leading 18-10. A timeout called by Valencia. Tigers score 10 points in the first minute and 43 of this second quarter. And Herrera to the free throw line. He misses. And Scott Mullen battling for the rebound in the corner. Lalonde was trapped, and a foul going to be called on Marquez. He stepped into the area that Ramos was trying to land in. But even with the free throw miss there for the Tigers, what a great beginning of this second quarter for the Tigers. Davion Smith comes in. Gabriel Marquez will check out. It is Mullen, Bernal, Herrera, Gilbert, and Smith. And Tigers are going to steal it away near midcourt. Well, tries to. Now we got a tie-up. And the possession arrow will give it to the Tigers. So Alamogordo will have it. A little bit of hesitation there by Adrian Herrera. Ball was right there in front of him, and it took him a second to go after it, led to the tie-up. But the Tigers will have it. Harlan Gilbert will look over to Coach Voigt. As near the midcourt line, it's Gilbert. Gilbert drives the lane. Gilbert, good dish to Bernal. Bernal in a little too tight, wasn't able to rise up and get a good angle off the glass. He misses, and a rebound grabbed by Valencia. Maddox looking to drive the lane, sends it out to the corner. 3 on the way is no good. A rebound, Gilbert battling for it, and it's going to deflect out of bounds. They're going to call it last off of Valencia. I think that probably went last off of the Tiger. No, okay, they're changing it. That was the right call. One of the officials was heading the other way, but it did go off of the Tigers. Lalonde catches near the post and sends it right back out. Ball worked around the horn. Valencia looking for a good offensive possession. It's Lowry. Lowry at the baseline, cut off, picks up his dribble. He's kind of behind the basket, eventually able to get it out to De Leon. Maddox right wing, Lalonde right corner. Lalonde looks to drive, stops just outside the lane, goes top of the key. Now driving the lane into the lane and losing the handle is Ramos. Tigers are pushed the other way. Here's Herrera. Herrera works his way to the lane, gives it off to Gilbert, who doesn't take the 3, takes the free throw line jumper instead. That's too strong. Rebound pulled in by Lalonde, and the Jags come the other direction with it. 5:03 to go second quarter, and walking it across the timeline is De Leon. Gilbert right on him. Gives it over to the left wing to Ramos, then back to De Leon. Pass trying to bring it inside and go to Lowry. Goes out of bounds. Bernal got a hand on it, but it must have deflected last off of Lowry. And the Tigers will force the turnover. A couple of subs for the Jags. Brandon Melton comes in. Eric Lopez also comes in. Bernal will give it off to Gilbert, and he'll walk it into the front court for the Tigers. 4:45 to go, second quarter. Tigers leading 18-10, still on a 10-0 run. Bernal set a screen, then gets it to the top of the key. A couple of jab steps, spin move, works his way into the lane, and unable to get the ball to go. And Yvonne just a little cold of shooting in this game, as the three in the corner on the other side is no good from Lowry. The rebound by Smith, and Gilbert pushes the other way. Gilbert drives the lane, stops, goes up with a shot, and they call an offense foul. Boy, I don't know about that. I thought the Valencia player came into the back of Gilbert and pushed him into the Valencia defender, because I thought Harlan had stopped, and the defender was racing up behind him and kind of pushed him in there, but Tigers don't get the call. There was a little bit of a confusion on the sub. Clavon Spencer comes in for Yvonne Bernal. And the inbound to Lopez. Coming to the far side. Lalonde gets it top of the key. Finds Maddox, right corner, open three. He hits it. And I can't leave him open. The Tigers are trying to play pressure defense, but because of that, Maddox to get an open look. And that breaks the 10-0 run the Tigers had to begin the quarter. Alamo, though, hasn't scored in the last 2 minutes plus. Off a screen is Gilbert, top of the key, gives it off to Smith. He'll fire a left corner three, too short on that, and the rebound pulled in by Valencia. Lalonde gets in the front court, drives the lane, and drew some contact. And Coach Voigt was looking for a charge, didn't get it. Lalonde gets the bucket, and it's back down to a three-point game just that fast. Ball at the right wing, now the top of the key with it. Here is Smith driving the lane, goes up with the shot, no good, working for the rebound, and they're going to call a foul on Davion Smith. A very good start to the quarter for the Tigers. It's slowed down significantly, and we'll see Bernal and Herrera come back in. It'll be Gilbert and Smith coming out. Marquez, Spencer, and Mullen remain on the floor for the Tigers. 3:15 to go, second quarter. Tigers 18, and the Jaguars 15. Not a lot of scoring here early, and Maddox turns it over again. Herrera forced the turnover, but he misses the easy lay, and Marquez got the rebound. But Herrera on a wide-open run to the bucket, unable to lay it in, and then it's a scramble for the basketball coming the other direction. Two players on the floor, goes out of bounds right in front of the scorer's table, and the Tigers will get it. The inbounds goes to Bernal, and he'll handle for the Tigers into the front court. Bernal off a screen from Mullen, has it the left wing. Gives it off to Herrera. Herrera right wing three. It's good, and they're going to call a foul. 4-point play opportunity for Adrian Herrera, who's having a wonderful second quarter. He's got 8 and will go to the stripe to try to finish off the 4-point opportunity. He got an open look from the right wing. He took one dribble, then put up the shot. The defender trying to come out and get to him. Janai Harris didn't get there in time. And the free throw is good. The 4-point play for Adrian Herrera, and the Tigers lead is back out to 7, 22-15. They've led by as much as 8. Inbounds up to the far sideline, but still in the backcourt with it are the Jags. De Leon finds Janai Harris wide open, but coming across Bernal. Looked like he had the block, but I think he caught him on the arm. Even if he didn't, there's a foul call, and Bernal will pick up his first and the 7th-team foul. And check that wasn't Harris, that was Ali Abdullah. That's a 2-shot foul. And back of the rim, no good for Abdullah. Checking into the game is Louis Crespin for Valencia. Checking out is Eric Lopez. Second free throw goes in for Abdullah, and the lead cut to 6. 22-16, Alamogordo leads, 2:30 to go in the first half. Ball in the right corner, Herrera, right wing Bernal, who's trying to direct traffic. Trying to get it inside to Spencer, but has to go after the top of the key to Marquez. Left corner, Mullen. Now gives it out to Bernal. Bernal hesitates, drives to the basket, too strong. Got his own miss, trying to go up with it, and a foul going to be called on Valencia, and they are, believe, going to stay in the active shooting. It is. Brandon Melton, his first in the 8th team foul. And Bernal will go to the line. He's got 2 points. I think this is a good sign for the Tigers. You know, they're up 22-16, and Bernal, who's been their main offensive guy early in the season, he struggled here in the first half, but the Tigers have been able to overcome that, and again, I think shows the depth and how good this team is across the board as Bernal makes the first. But I think an encouraging sign. I know it hasn't been a great offensive half, but they're up by 8, and it's 24-16. 2 minutes to go here in the second quarter. The Jags race in the front court, but they lose the handle on it. Stolen away from Crespin, and the Tigers come the other way. Herrera stops the right wing, gives it to Bernal, and Bernal will set up the Tiger offense. Right corner at Spencer. He ball fakes, gets to the right of the lane, and then passes it away. Here's Mullen, now Herrera. Herrera gives it off to Bernal. Bernal top of the key. Bernal drives the lane. Bernal is going to travel. Harlan Gilbert will come in. Gabriel Marquez will head to the bench for the Tigers. 1:41 to go here in the second quarter, and it is the Tigers leading 24-16. Inbounds comes to Melton. Melton gets it up ahead. Crespin into the lane. Crespin tried to feed it to Abdullah. The ball tipped away from Abdullah out of bounds, last off of Alamogordo. Sub for Valencia as they bring Jake Maddox back in. And we'll see another sub as Preston Lowry is going to check in at the scorer's table for Abdullah. Baseline left, Maddox will inbounds for Valencia. Gives it off to Lowry. Ball comes outside Crespin, then back to Maddox. Maddox, boy, they leave him wide open. It's a long three. Front rim, no good. Bernal quickly up ahead to Herrera. Herrera drives the lane. Herrera to the basket, and they're going to call an offensive foul. And Coach Voigt, again, not happy with the call. Maddox got there. I think the question, did he get there before Herrera got into his shooting motion? It was close. I'm not going to argue that one too much. I thought it was probably the right call. 1:15 to go into the front court with it. Maddox gives it out to Lalonde. Lalonde dribbles it off his leg, but it comes out to Maddox. And then a bad pass as De Leon was trying to rip it inside to De Leon. It was underneath the rim, and he goes too high with it, and the Tigers get it back. Both teams have had their, I would say, fair share of mistakes here in this first half, too, and not cashing in on some opportunities they should have had. Under a minute to go in the second quarter. Tigers 24, Jags 16 in this opening game of the Capital City Tournament for Alamogordo. Into the lane, it is Bernal, and Bernal nearly lost the handle. Went to his right hand. Looked like he was going to head to his left, and again, too strong on the shot for Yvonne Bernal. 40 seconds remaining. Ball at the left wing. It's Crespin. Crespin trying to work on Spencer. Bounce pass behind him to Lowry, then back to Crespin. Ball comes all the way out top to De Leon. Lalonde, right corner with it. It's Maddox. Goes to Crespin between the circles. Fakes a pass. Now dribbles to his left to the left wing. Goes out to the corner. Lowry, who dribbles out there, and gives it off to Maddox. And there's 15 seconds left, so it looks like Valencia content with taking the last shot of the half. Maddox passes behind his player, and here is Yvonne Bernal racing into the front court. Bernal all the way to the basket, and he finally gets a field goal to go. Nice hesitation move. Tigers will watch this one inbound by Crespin. He'll put up a shot from about half court. It's no good. Wouldn't have counted anyway. And the Tigers finish out with a steal and a bucket and have a 10-point lead, 26-16 after one half of play. You're listening to Tiger Basketball on ESPN Alamogordo 103.7.
Vision Ford Lincoln is proud to be a supporter of the Alamogordo Tigers. From the classroom to the playing field, we're behind the youth of our community. Check out our amazing deals right now on the Ford F-150, America's best-selling truck for over 40 years. Or take a test drive in a brand new Ford Mustang. Stop in today and let our friendly sales team help find the right vehicle for your lifestyle and budget. Vision Ford Lincoln, 1500 South White Sands Boulevard. Yes, we can. And go Tigers!
Tularosa Basin Telephone Company is famous for keeping you connected. They promise to deliver fast speeds, provide a reliable network, and do it all with a smile. Their customer service team is on top of every call with the answers you need. In fact, they believe their customers are the most important part of their business. Give Tularosa Basin Telephone Company a call at 585-2700 for the internet experience you've been waiting for.
If you and your family are looking for a new home, you don't have to look far for a home mortgage. As a community bank, we not only have great rates, we offer you friendly financial service right here in the neighborhood. There are a lot of options in real estate lending. We're here to see that you get a loan you can live with. Talk to us about your home mortgage. We're an equal housing lender. First National Bank, member FDIC. When you grow, we grow.
When you think of all the things water wets, how clean your water is as important as it gets. A Culligan water system can help filter stuff out, so cleaner Culligan water's what comes out the spout. Into the pots you boil peas in, the teacup you're teasing, the lemonade you homemade when it's homemade lemonade season, the soup you serve guests, the bowls for your pets, and all the other wonderful things water wets. You could give your people Culligan water!
Softener starting at $7.95 plus tax installed on pre-plumbed homes. Shaw Quality Water Culligan. Call 437-6500.
ESPN Alamogordo 103.7. Welcome back here to the Bobby Rodriguez Capital City Tournament. Halftime, the Alamogordo Tigers leading the Valencia Jaguars 26-16. Wasn't a great first quarter, but a much better second quarter for the Tigers. They opened up on a 10-0 run, and the man that really spurted along for the Tigers was Adrian Herrera. 9 points in that second quarter to help lift the Tigers to a 10-point lead. Yvonne Bernal has 6, so does Scott Mullen on the strength of a couple of threes. Davion Smith and Harlan Gilbert each have a pair, and 1 point for Clavon Spencer. Jake Maddox leads the way on the other side for Valencia with 10, and 2 points for Garrett Lalonde, 3 for Eric Lopez, and 1 for Ali Abdullah. Tigers defense has caused some problems, but I would say Valencia's been they've had some issues on their own accord. They've been a little wild with the basketball. Now, I think the thing for the Tigers is they just haven't had a whole lot of luck with Yvonne Bernal, who's been so good in the first 2 games, and just having a little bit of a struggle here in this matchup. And it's just unusual to see for as well as he played in the first 2 games of the year. But that's bound to happen. And he's got an opportunity in the second half to get going for the Tigers. But the big key for Alamogordo is that other guy stepping up, and the guy that you look at is obviously Adrian Herrera, and knocking down a couple of threes. 3 got 9. Scott Mullen shooting well from the outside. Again, he's a real threat. Anytime you give him a little bit of room on the outside, he's going to give you a great chance to knock down a 3. So for the Tigers, after an 8-point first quarter, you go out there and score 18 and pull it out to a 10-point lead. For Valencia, they're obviously not happy with just putting up 6 in that second quarter. So overall, pretty good for the Tigers. I would say both teams are looking for a lot of improvement in the second half. But I kind of feel like this is part of the 9:30, 10 o'clock games start time that can impact. I mean, the ladies who played before Capital and Los Alamos, they got up to a slow start on an 8 a.m. start time. It's tough. I know I got off to a slow start in this broadcast because I thought it was Santa Fe High that was playing. So that goes to show how well I was paying attention. It's the Alamogordo Tigers 26 and the Valencia Jaguars 16. Winner of this game will face the winner of Santa Fe Indian School and Capital, and that game would be tomorrow at, I believe, 3:30, but let me pull up the bracket, make sure I don't get it wrong. No, that would be a 5. No, that would be a 3:30 tip-off. Really small here on my... If the Tigers were to not hold on and win this game, they would play again at 9:30 tomorrow morning. But Tigers would love to get on the championship side of this bracket. A lot of good teams on the other side, Capital, Santa Fe High. It'll be, I think, a very interesting few matchups if the Tigers are able to make that happen. All right, we've got about 5 minutes until second half tip. Stay with us. We're going to check in with our sponsors again. Tigers 26, the Jags 16. Be right back.
Fall is here and winter is creeping up on us fast. This is Brandon with Desert Sun Toyota, and the prices are falling on all new 2019s in stock. I invite you down to Desert Sun Toyota today. Take advantage of some of the biggest savings of the year, like the new 2019 Camrys with $2,500 cash back, or the new 2019 4Runners with $1,250 cash back, or payments as low as $349 a month. If you're in the market for a new vehicle, come see why Toyota is ranked #1 in retail sales in the U.S. Desert Sun Toyota's Used Car Supercenter is expanding with our new value-priced vehicle lineup, like a 2010 Buick Enclave SUV priced at only $7,400. If you're in the market for a truck, SUV, or car, Desert Sun Toyota has what you're looking for. Our staff is here with experience, knowledge, and the best customer service to make your vehicle purchase the best. Come see why Desert Sun is voted #1 auto dealer in Otero County year after year. Visit us at DesertSunToyota.com or 3333 North White Sands Boulevard.
The Winter Circle, your hometown shop for all local team apparel. Get hats, shirts, jackets, and more. Cheer on the Tigers, Wildcats, and all your favorite teams in style. You can also personalize your apparel with custom silkscreen or embroidery. The Winter Circle, a family-owned business, continuing the tradition of supporting local athletics.
Come see us at the Winter Circle, Outfitters of Champions. Go Tigers!
1201 10th Street in Alamogordo. OFCU is bringing you 7 lucky days of Christmas. Starting December 7th, for 7 days, rates as low as 7% APR. Need some extra Christmas cash or simply consolidate debt? Come in and win with OFCU's lucky rates. Consolidation valid for non-OFCU loans only and will be closed in. All loans subject to credit approval. Rates are based on creditworthiness. Other restrictions may apply. Federally insured by NCUA. OFCU 1-800-376-9000.
Welcome back. You're listening to PNL 103.7. Both teams are back onto the floor. Tigers and the Jaguars, with Alamogordo leading 26-16 at halftime. Again, led by Adrian Herrera with 9, 6 each for Yvonne Bernal and Scott Mullen for the Tigers. Hadn't mentioned, but did notice Grayson Guetta, who's been, I think he started both games for the Tigers this year, or at least he plays a lot of minutes for Alamogordo. Doesn't appear to be with the team, or is not dressed out for this morning's game. So that's another thing the Tigers have done without, and this one have managed to overcome as well. See what we get in the second half. Valencia hasn't shot the ball very well from three-point range. For a team that can shoot well from that spot. They're in any basketball game. You knock down 2 or 3 triples in a row, and 10-point lead is gone in a heartbeat. So that's something the Tigers are going to have to be really smart on, is how they're guarding the three-point line. I feel like the Jags aren't as good as a dribble drive team. Once they get around the rim, they're not as strong as they are in taking jump shots. And I don't know if that's something that Coach Boyd has noticed. But the Tigers, I think taking a little bit better care of the basketball. Their press hasn't worked excellently. I mean, it's also led to some open shots, but that's what it's going to do. I mean, you turn up the pressure in the backcourt, and you take that chance that obviously, the other team's going to break through it and maybe get an easy bucket on the other side. But I'm sure the Tigers want to get a little bit more out of that here in the second half and maybe force a few more turnovers and try to extend this lead. They would love another start, what they had in the second quarter to the start of the third quarter. And also Grayson Kaler, who's been the second or the third leading scorer in pretty much every game for the Tigers, got into foul trouble early and had to sit out a majority of the first half. He's back on the floor now. Another thing, the Tigers, they're 2 of their leading scorers here early on in the season, in Kaler and Bernal, have gotten off to a bit of slow starts, and the Tigers have been able to work through that and find themselves in front by 10. So that was exactly what I talked about in the pregame. A little bit of adversity, having to play from behind a bit. How would the Tigers handle it? And I think so far they've done well. Still another 6 minutes to decide this one. Find out if it's going to be exactly what the Tigers want, which of course would be a victory. Inbounds for Maddox, and he'll give it to De Leon. And we switch sides here. The Jaguars going right to left, the Tigers left to right. Bernal tried to step in front of the pass, nearly knocked it away. Lowry will give it off to Maddox, the right wing. Maddox keeps his dribble. Now over in the right corner, dribble driving Ramos, and they're going to call a carry on Ramos. The Tigers will get it here with 7:42 to go in the third, and leading by 10. Bernal, Herrera, Smith, Kaler, and Gilbert on the floor for the Tigers. Gilbert walking across the timeline, gives it off to Bernal, right corner Herrera, and Herrera, I'm not sure he was passing that, or if it was they was expecting Bernal to be working his way in the lane, but he throws it right to a Valencia player. De Leon goes out top. Smith almost stepped in front and got the pass. Another deflection by the Tigers comes to the corner. 3 is no good from Lowry. Lalonde, right of the lane, powers up with the shot and gets it up and in. Into the front court with it. The Tigers leading by 8, 26-18. Kaler gives it to Herrera in the left corner. Takes a drive, passes it back outside. Bernal right corner with it. It's Gilbert, couple of jab steps. Gilbert works into the lane. Gilbert drives, hangs, and finishes. Gilbert's got 4, and the Tigers lead back out to 10. Maddox gets the inbounds with 6:40 to go. The Tiger bench clapping and yelling defense for their team. Lalonde takes to the top of the key. He'll hand it off and work it around. It's Ramos. Now the pass goes off to Lowry. Left corner, Lalonde going to fire up a 3. That's no good. And Smith pushes the other way up the far sideline. Lalonde, good dish to Kaler. Kaler lays it up and in. From the far sideline to the post. And a beautiful dish as Grayson Kaler gets his first point. And the Tigers lead is 12. Into the front court with it are the Jags. Ramos, top of the key, dribbles all the way around to the right corner. Stops, bounce pass, and a bad pass. Stolen away by the Tigers. Kaler up ahead to Smith. Smith, boy, he got away with a travel, but he's going to lay it up and in. And we're going to get a timeout called by Valencia. The pass went to Smith, and Smith sort of mishandled the basketball. And I thought he got away with steps, but I guess not. 14-point lead for the Tigers, and another strong start to a quarter. 5:51 to go, and it's a full timeout on the floor. We'll take a break as well. Tigers 32, Jaguars 18. Back after this.
Vision Ford Lincoln is proud to be a supporter of the Alamogordo Tigers. From the classroom to the playing field, we're behind the youth of our community. Check out our amazing deals right now on the Ford F-150, America's best-selling truck for over 40 years. Or take a test drive in a brand new Ford Mustang. Stop in today and let our friendly sales team help find the right vehicle for your lifestyle and budget. Vision Ford Lincoln, 1500 South White Sands Boulevard. Yes, we can. And go Tigers!
If you find yourself frustrated because your internet is slow, then you need to call Tularosa Basin Telephone Company. They have the speed, the reliability, and the customer service to turn your frustration into smiles. Now, doesn't that sound like a better plan? Call Tularosa Basin Telephone Company at 585-2700 and get connected today.
ESPN Alamogordo 103.7, 32-18. The Tigers in front, 5:51 to go in the third. I think Coach Thatcher just texted telling me know that Grayson Guetta is in Dallas with the Mathematics, Engineering, Science, and Achievement group at Alamogordo High School. So best of luck to Grayson as that group is in Dallas this weekend, or this week. Tigers get the ball back here after a missed shot from Garrett Lalonde and have it in the front court with Kaler top of the key. Kaler driving the lane. Kaler all the way to the basket. Can't finish. Tip-in attempt. Slicing in is Adrian Herrera, who gets into double figures now. He's got 11. 34-18. 5:15 to go here in the third. All the way to the top of the key is De Leon. Ball goes over to the corner. driving the lane and having the ball. Looked like there's a little bit of deflection as Lalonde tried to go up with it. And the officials came by and said the Tiger player had his hand on the ball as he rose with it. And Bernal is going to travel with it as he tried to start to drive from the left wing. 34-18, the Tigers with their biggest lead of the morning as they lead by 16. A sub for Valencia as Eric Lopez will come in. And Jake Maddox will sub out. Inbounds goes to De Leon. He takes it across the timeline, works it over to the right corner, in the hands of Melton, and now it's Lowry. Back to Lopez, comes around to Lalonde in the left corner. He dribbles once, then passes it away. Melton going to fire up a rainbow three. It's no good. Tip-in attempt on this is no good, and then a block by Bernal, and the loose ball comes to Kaler. Harlan Gilbert works up the floor to the left wing, drives the lane, and a little too strong on the pass, was looking for Herrera as Herrera was driving in from the red corner along the baseline. And Herrera looks like he may have tweaked something on that play. Hopefully he's okay. He subs out of the game, and Davion Smith comes back in. Smith, Marquez, Gilbert, Bernal, and Kaler on the floor for the Tigers. Getting ready to cross the 4-minute mark of the third quarter. Tigers leading by 16. Ball goes over to the right corner. De Leon. De Leon almost traveled, took a long step on his pivot foot. Lalonde gets it inside. Ball comes out top to De Leon. Left wing three. That's no good from Melton. And out of bounds and over to the Tigers. Just a cold shooting morning for Valencia. Tigers haven't been especially strong, but they've come away with the shots when they've needed them. Gilbert tries behind the back dribble, does get past his man, De Leon, into the front court, and now gives it off to Kaler. They give it to Bernal at the free throw line. Bernal, spin move to the basket, lays it up and in. That was a pretty move. Turned his back to the basket. A little spin move and a move to the rim, and he's got 8. Ball goes to the left wing to Lalonde to the free throw line, kicks it out. Right wing three on the way. That one is good. Lopez, his second three of the game, and the Tigers lead down to 15, 36-21. Now that's the challenge here against this Valencia team. They can shoot the three, so if they do get hot shooting, Tigers have got to be careful to not allow the Jags to get on a run. Near the midcourt line, Gilbert continues to dribble, then picks up his dribble looking for some help, gives it off to Kaler. Kaler now to Bernal, right wing. Bernal looking for somebody to pass to. Now he backpedals and dribbles. Gives it to Gilbert over at the far sideline. He is at left wing extended. Dribbles the top of the key in the lane. He goes with the spin move. Hangs in the air and lays it up and in. Pretty move from Harlan Gilbert. Planted his foot from about 10 feet out. Drove along the left side of the lane and lays it up and in. Tigers lead out to 17, 38-21. Bernal stepped over the pass. He's got the steal. Working his way up the near sideline to the basket. Lays it up and in. Got the contact. And a chance at a three-point play for Yvonne Bernal. Now it was a little slow starting for Yvonne Bernal in the first half, and he's turned it on. And the Tigers increase their lead to 19. And subs coming in for the Tigers: Gilbert, Kaler, Smith out, Spencer, Mullen, and Vigil come into the game for the Tigers. And the Tigers really starting to turn it on as this third quarter progresses. A little bit different from the second quarter. Tigers had that great run to start and then kind of got bogged down. This is one where they've kept their momentum. And Bernal, perfect 5 of 5 at the line. In double figures now, he has 11. 2:24 to go in the third. And working his way to the front court with it is Maddox. Marquez sticking right with him. Something else I'll say for the Tigers, and hopefully I'm not going to jinx them here, they've really done a good job of staying out of foul trouble. Remember this tournament last year, boy, it looked like Vigil stepped in and drew the charge, but doesn't get the call. Three-pointer in the corner is good from Griego. It was on the pass from Maddox, but the Tigers don't get the whistle. Vigil handling in the front court for the Tigers, leading 41-24. Vigil goes to the right corner to Marquez. Now Bernal right wing. Bernal gives it off to Mullen left wing. Ball fakes left, goes right, gives it off to Bernal top of the key. Bernal trying to penetrate in the lane, but he'll pass it away. Marquez top of the key, back to Bernal right wing. Now to Vigil. They work it around the horn. Spencer gives it off to Marquez in the corner. Thought about the three, passes it up, and works it around to Spencer to Bernal, who calls a new play, tapping the top of his head. Bernal going to take the screen, fire three. That's no good. Vigil got his hand on the rebound, but was unable to keep his position and gets called for a traveling violation. And Coach Boyd was looking for a foul there, but Tigers are going to steal it away the other way, and they're going to call a traveling violation on Gabriel Marquez before what it would have been a charge. Maddox came up and pointed as an offensive foul, but actually just called it travel. Bernal's going to call it out, and Gilbert's going to come in. 1:17 to go here in the third quarter. The Tigers still in front by 17. Maddox gets the inbounds, with Marquez sticking with him. Maddox all the way to the top of the key. Hesitation, then hands it off. Abdullah. They work it around the horn, right corner, in the hands of Griego. Now 3 on the way from Maddox. That's no good. Gilbert comes down hard. Boy, I hope he is okay. He's holding his left knee. The Valencia player kind of undercut him. And when he came down, I think what happened was his two knees kind of clashed together. And you certainly hope it's nothing too serious, just something that is hurting right now for Harlan. And see the athletic trainer for Santa Fe High School now coming on. He's still on his back. He's underneath the basket. And hope it's, again, just something that hurts, not something that is too serious. They're checking to see who the foul was on. They initially called it on Maddox. I don't think he was the guy that was underneath the basket. They're stretching out Harlan Gilbert's left leg. And he still has that completely straightened out. And obviously this would be they call the foul instead on Eric Lopez, not on number 21, Jake Maddox. They continue to check out the left leg of Harlan Gilbert, and he still hasn't gotten off the floor. He's now sitting up. And again, the big thing, you just hope maybe, like I thought from what I saw, it just kind of looked like the knees clashed. It didn't seem like he got anything caught, his leg caught underneath him and turned at a weird angle. But clearly something that is hurting for Harlan. He's going to be able to walk off in his own power. That's a good sign. Does have a little bit of a limp, but I think the athletic trainer is going to take him back to the trainer's room and see what's going on there. But yeah, he continues to have a pretty good limp, and that's another player the Tigers are going to be without here. But as I've said, the Tigers have done good about filling in spots, or done well in filling in these spots. Here is Scott Mullen driving to the basket, but a charge going to be called on Mullen with 50.5 seconds to go in the third quarter. Reset for you. It's the Tigers 41, the Jaguars 24. The first team foul on Alamogordo there, just 2 team fouls on Valencia. Haven't seen many fouls called in this third quarter. Marquez is guarding Maddox. Maddox able to get it across the timeline past Gaber. Now works to Lalonde. Lalonde, good feed, and coming across Yvonne Bernal. I wonder if they're going to call it on the body. It looked like he got pretty good contact on the ball. Yeah, looks like the push, so maybe it was the body coming across it. The foul is called on Bernal, and it'll be 2 free throws for Trent Griego, who makes the first. That's Trent Griego. 41-25 with 37 seconds remaining. Back of the rim, no good. Rebound being tipped and eventually grabbed by Maddox all the way out near the center circle. driving the lane, pull-up jump shot is no good, and Bernal comes away with the rebound. It's going to go, it's going to go out of bounds. Wasn't able to reel it in, got pressured by Lopez. And the Jags get it back here with 27.8 seconds left. Haven't seen Harlan Gilbert come back yet. And the pass inside is going to be bounced around, last off the foot of Lalonde. And the Tigers get it right back with 26 seconds remaining. Subs for Valencia. Abdullah comes in. And let's see who else came in there for Valencia. Anyway, Tigers able to work past the pressure pretty easily here. Mullen gets it off to Spencer in the right corner. Comes out top to Vigil. Now to be Bernal. Spencer right wing. Right corner, they give it off to Vigil. And Vigil dribbling between the circles. 7 seconds left. Vigil tried to go inside, but the ball tipped away. Lalonde pushes. Lalonde coming up the floor. 1 second left. 3 on the way, and that's no good from Griego. But overall, a very good third quarter for the Tigers. Their lead extends to 16 from a 10-point halftime lead, and they lead 41-25. Fourth quarter next on ESPN Alamogordo.
Sometimes you just need a loan. Your daughter Debbie is getting married. Your son Toby needs a new tuba. Let's face it, families cost money. Things come up that you had no way of predicting. We make personal loans for occasions like this to people who have good credit. So next time you find yourself connected to the unexpected, stop in and see us about a personal loan, subject to credit approval. First National Bank, member FDIC. When you grow, we grow.
Are you looking for letter jackets? Need trophies, plaques, or awards? It's all at the Winner's Circle. Personalize your student's letter jacket with stitching or embroidery. Get customized engraving on your trophies, plaques, and awards. Whether it's for your business, team sales, special events, or personal use. Have you seen our in-store remodel? Stop by and visit us today at 1201 10th Street in Alamogordo.
Come see us at the Winner's Circle, Outfitters of Champions. Go Tigers!
Whether you bath in the bathtub.
ESPN Alamogordo 103.7. Harlan Gilbert has come back from the locker room. He is sitting on the bench, though, and now it looks like he's going to check in. Tigers are starting with Vigil and Bernal and Mullen. Mullen gets the top of the key. Pass goes inside Spencer, and Spencer able to lay it up and in off the glass. And the Tigers start with a bucket as Valencia really trying to turn up the half-court pressure. Maddox all the way to the top of the key. Ball knocked away from him. Vigil gets it on the floor. Gives it off to Marquez. Marquez all the way to the bucket. Lays it up and in. That was a very difficult bucket. And unfortunately, on the other side, we've got a Valencia player that is holding his left leg or his ankle. That was behind the play. You had Vigil, who dove for it on the floor to get it away from Maddox. I did not see what happened there. I was watching the ball coming up the floor with Gabriel Marquez. Tigers' lead is out to 20. And unfortunately, we have another injury on the floor, laying on his back near the free throw line. And they're pointing to his right ankle. And Jake Maddox has played very well in this game, 10 for Valencia. Hate to see anybody get beat, but certainly they're one of, if not their best player. Joshua Maddox is the head coach for the Valencia Jaguars, and he's checking things out with the athletic trainer as we speak. Let's get you some stats real quick. Well, we've got to pause in the action. And the Tigers leading 45-25 with 7:33 remaining. 11 points for Adrian Herrera and Yvonne Bernal. Bernal had 5 points in that third quarter. Herrera had a pair. Harlan Gilbert's got 6. He had 4 points in the third quarter. 4 for Davion Smith for the game. 2 for Grayson Kaler. Clavon Spencer's now got 3. Maddox is on his feet now, and he's unfortunately not able to walk off his power as much as Harlan was. So a little more concerned with Jake Maddox and his injury. He looked to be in a lot of pain. I mean, to be fair, so did Harlan. So we'll hope the same that Jake Maddox is going to be okay, and he'll be able to come out of that trainer's room very soon. Gabriel Marquez also has 2 points for the Tigers. he just scored those two. So the Tigers up by 20, 7:30 to go in the fourth quarter. Inbounds the near sideline, Lopez. Lopez almost lost it, and then does into the backcourt, and it is an over and back. Lopez was trying to give it to Lowry, and went across the timeline. So the Tigers get it right back. It's been turnovers for Valencia in this fourth quarter, and the Tigers have opened up, scoring 4 straight points. Lead by 20. A little over 7 minutes to go. Bounce pass to the right wing to Kaler between the circles. Kaler gives it off to Bernal, top of the key. Bernal lost the handle on the dribble, but passes it away. Here's Gilbert, and they'll call it travel on Harlan.
Traveling call.
Inbounds will go to De Leon. Gilbert with him. De Leon, he dribbled off his own foot or dribbled it off the foot of Gilbert. Tigers are going to steal it, though, as it came to the front court. Here is Bernal able to take through contact and put it up and in. And what a nice bounce back on Bernal, as he's looked a lot more like the guy we've seen in the first 2 games of the season. And you expected that. You figured he was going to come out and play significantly better, and he really has. Losing the handle on the dribble was De Leon. Now driving is Lalonde in the lane. Goes and gets some contact, but misses on the runner. And Bernal curls around in the backcourt and slows things up for the Tigers. Gilbert gets it, then back to Bernal. Tigers lead by 22, 47-25 with 6:21 remaining. Mullen gives it off to Kaler, top of the key. Bernal left wing, passes to Herrera. Herrera now dribbles. Herrera dribbles left the lane, puts up a tough shot. It's no good. Rebound, and Valencia pushes the other way. Griego comes across the timeline, right wing. Hesitation drive. Goes to the bucket. Can't finish. Mullen grabs the rebound off the miss. And the Tigers come the other direction with Kaler up as far as the sideline. Kaler all the way towards the basket. Had his shot changed. I'm not sure if it was a block or not. And now the battle for the rebound on the floor. Been very loose with the basketball on both sides. Valencia's got it in the front court with De Leon, top of the key. Works it off to the right wing. Now over the right corner, it's Lalonde. Right wing driving is Lowry. Check that was De Leon. We've got a whistle. And I think a foul on Alamogordo. Harlan Gilbert picks up the foul. Just the 3rd team foul on the Tigers. 2nd on Harlan. Davion Smith comes in. Clavon Spencer. Scott Mullen, Harlan Gilbert, and Yvonne Bernal also on the floor for the Tigers this year with 5:35 remaining. Tigers come the other direction with it, and Davion Smith gets the lay-in for the Tigers. Another steal for Alamo, and the Tigers lead is out to 24. Lalonde at the right wing. Smith stepped in front of a pass and almost forced another turnover. It was Lopez, but they'll say Smith was the last to touch it. Smith now with 6, and we'll see Ali Abdullah come in for the Jags. Checking out is Preston Lowry. Inbounds in the corner for Brandon Melton, gives it over to Lopez, right wing. Lopez drives on Smith, but had the ball knocked away by Gilbert. Tigers push the other way. Don't have numbers, but Bernal racing the lane. Bernal hangs and finishes. Yvonne Bernal with 15. Tigers didn't have the numbers, but just kind of methodically worked his way into the lane and finished from about 5 feet out. Tigers lead 51-25. Very impressive second half for the Tigers. Lalonde drives behind the back pass. Abdullah right corner 3. That's no good. Rebound is bounced high in the air, but grabbed by Spencer. And it'll be Bernal that'll work it into the front court. Bernal, top of the key. Bernal lost the handle on it, goes right to the lawn. Jags pushed the other way with it quickly up ahead to Melton. Melton had a run towards the basket, but had it knocked away by Gilbert. He regathers and then sends it to the left wing to Crespin. Ball intended to go inside is stolen away by the Tigers. Here comes Smith. Smith top of the key, kicks it out. Bernal thought about 3, instead gives to Gilbert. He'll take the left wing 3 and he'll hit it. Transition 3 for the Tigers. Timeout called by Valencia, full timeout, and the Tigers have taken it out to a 29-point lead, 54-25, 4:11 to go in the fourth, and we'll be back.
Whether you bath in the bathtub or bath in the sink, soft water's the water your skin wants to drink. See, when you're washing in hard water, skin can dry out more. Soft Culligan water's what your skin's crying out for. A Culligan water softener helps take out the hard stuff, like calcium, magnesium, and other stuff that can make skin rough. Because your skin is important, whether you're a baby or bald. That's why we say get a Culligan water softener installed.
Softener starting at $7.95 plus tax installed on pre-plumbed homes. Shaw Quality Water Culligan. Call 437-6500.
OFCU is bringing you 7 lucky days of Christmas. Starting December 7th, for 7 days, rates as low as 7% APR. Need some extra Christmas cash or simply consolidate debt? Come in and win with OFCU's Lucky Rates. Consolidation valid for non-OFCU loans only and will be closed in. All loans subject to credit approval. Rates are based on credit worthiness. Other restrictions may apply. Federally insured by NCUA. OFCU, 1-800-376-9000.
ESPN Alamogordo 103.7, a 13-0 run to begin the fourth quarter for the Tigers, and they lead 54-25 in control, and Valencia will inbound. Smith, Gilbert, Marquez, Spencer, and Mullen on the floor for the Tigers. Tigers just man-to-man defense, not running full court pressure or even trap pressure. Trying to drive on Gilbert is Melton. Ball goes over to the right corner and out to the top. Melton gets it back. Jags working around. Crespin with the basketball. Top of the key, 3 on the way, and that's good from number 12, Luis Ramos. And it breaks a 13-0 Tiger run, 54-28. Gilbert at the far sideline. So he got held a little bit. Smith, it's a long 2, I believe, but it misses. Rebound by Abdullah, then tried to get it to Crespin. Mullen got a hand on it and went last off him, out of bounds, and it'll stay with Valencia. Jeremiah Vigil comes in, Harlan Gilbert comes out, and I think I would give Harlan a rest. He hasn't shown any ill effects from that hard fall that he took earlier, but maybe don't necessarily push it. But good for Harlan to get back in there, and he's played well since he's returned, knocked down a 3. Ramos pushed it in the front court for Valencia. Ball goes top of the key. Crespin will fire up a 3. That one's no good. And Vigil will grab the rebound. Jeremiah comes across midcourt for the Tigers. Between the circles, he has it. Left wing, it's Marquez. Marquez holds on to it. Finds Spencer right wing. Spencer dribbles to the free throw line. Works all the way to the left lane. High off the glass. Shot's no good. Abdullah grabs the rebound. And it'll be the Jags the other way. Ramos, left wing. Kicks out to the corner. Melton. Now Crespin dribbles out between the circles, finds Melton in the corner, and Melton was looking for somebody in the far corner from the left wing, and nobody home. Out of bounds, and the Tigers will get it back. We'll see Brett George for the first time this morning. He checks out, and Clavon Spencer will come in. And the Tigers could definitely unload bench. We also have John Canlis on the floor as well. Marquez gets it up ahead to Mullen. A little bit of pressure from the Jags. Mullen tried to feed Canlis, but a Jaguar player got a hand on it, deflected it out of bounds, and it'll be staying with the Tigers. 2:39 to go, fourth quarter. Tigers in control, 54-28. Vigil will get it to Mullen, left wing. Tried to go back to Vigil, but the ball was tipped and stolen by Ramos. Ramos up the floor for the Jags. Ball goes to spin at the right wing to the top of the key. Then goes inside. Abdullah hangs and finishes. Also gets fouled. Ali Abdullah gets his first field goal of the game, and he'll try to finish off a 3-point play. And Coach Voigt is going to call a timeout. He wants to talk to his guys. The Tigers leading 54-30, and it's a 30-second timeout. Let's get you some stats so far where we're at. Yvonne Bernal, 15 points for Alamogordo. Adrian Herrera, 11, 9 of those coming in the second quarter. That's kind of been Adrian's MO throughout his Tiger career, man. He'll have a huge quarter and go out there and put up 10, 12, 14 points in a quarter. And he really, I feel like, spurred the Tigers on in this game. It was a 10-8 game after one, and the Tigers opened up on a 10-0 run. A lot of that was Adrian coming up with some big shots. Had a 4-point play in that quarter. Very impressive. Elsewhere, Davion Smith's got 6. Harlan Gilbert's got 9. Scott Mullen's got 6. 3 for Clavon Spencer. A couple for Grayson Kaler. A couple for Gabriel Marquez as well. So Abdullah will shoot a free throw here with 2:27 to go. And he misses. Rebound, George had it in his hands, but knocked away from him by Crespin. Out of bounds, and the Tigers will have it. Mullen to inbounds. Trying to get to Vigil. Now gives it off to Marquez. Now to Mullen, and the pass too strong for him. Crespin, though, off the hand, he goes right to Melton. Melton trying to go inside to Abdullah. He has to track it down in the right corner. And the Jags working around the horn. Right corner three from Ramos is no good. Rebound pulled in by Vigil. Good strong rebound from Jeremiah. And the Tigers come the other way. They're trapping in the backcourt, but Vigil able to dribble right past it, dribble all the way to the lane. Little pull-up shot up the front of the rim and good. Good smart basketball from Jeremiah Vigil. They were hanging off him. Now Marquez gets a steal, and then Marquez gets up in the air and runs right over. I think that was Ramos inside. It was. He's ailing a little bit from the contact. We really haven't had many fouls at all here in the second. This is the fourth team foul on the Tigers. Fifth team foul, I'm sorry. And the second team foul, or only two team fouls on Valencia. Ramos will come out after that contact, and we'll see Jude Cerros for the first time for Valencia. Inbounds goes to Cerros, and he'll bring it up the near sideline. Comes between the floor, and then had it knocked away. It's a scramble for it on the floor. Cerros was trying to kind of get up the basketball, but timeout going to be called by Valencia with 1:47 to go in the fourth quarter. It's a full timeout. Let's put in a commercial break. Tigers 56, Valencia 30. Alamo on their way to their third win of the season. Stay with us.
Vision Ford Lincoln is proud to be a supporter of the Alamogordo Tigers. From the classroom to the playing field, we're behind the youth of our community. Check out our amazing deals right now on the Ford F-150, America's best-selling truck for over 40 years. Or take a test drive in a brand new Ford Mustang. Stop in today and let our friendly sales team help find the right vehicle for your lifestyle and budget. Vision Ford Lincoln, 1500 South White Sands Boulevard. Yes, we can. And go Tigers!
Slow internet again? Signal constantly dropping? Don't take it out on your computer. Instead, call Tularosa Basin Telephone Company for internet stress relief. They have the speed and the reliability to make your internet dreams come true. If you want fast, they have faster. If you want service you can rely on, they are the most reliable. And customer service? It's all about you. Call Tularosa Basin Telephone Company to get connected. 585-2700.
ESPN Alamogordo 103.7. The Tigers are leading 56-30. Valencia is going to have the basketball in the inbound. Just a minute 47 to go in the game. Ball in the right corner, then back out. Crespin dribble drives, and a pass too strong for Jude Cerros. Tigers, John Canlis, Brett George, Jeremiah Vigil, Gabriel Marquez, and Scott Mullen on the floor. Another sub for Valencia as Janai Harris comes in. And Ali Abdullah comes out. Inbounds to Vigil. Vigil is going to be... Thank you. Ball is to Canlis inside, and Brett George. George is going to reel in the rebound.
Valencia foul on number 23, Luis Crespin, his first personal foul.
And George with a chance at a three-point play. The contact inside. Good hard work by the Tigers inside. J.P. Madden has also come in. Gabriel Marquez will check out, but the Tiger freshman misses front rim of the rebound, but Mullen grabs it. Mullen goes up and can't finish. Another rebound, though, from Scott Mullen, and the putback is good. Nice hard work inside by Scott Mullen, and the Tigers' lead is out to 30, 60-30 with 1:15 to go. Jags working around the outside. Crespin dribbling at the left wing. George on him. Crespin to the baseline. Gives it off, and the pass is going to be stolen. Up the floor with it comes Mullen. Mullen gets his man to run right by him. Stopped on a dime underneath the basket, and into double figures now for Scott Mullen. John Canlis took a spit on the floor as he was trying to backpedal into the front court. No harm, no foul, though. Jags working it on the outside. Canlis at the left wing, left corner. And now back out top into the hands of Cerros, and Cerros travels. So again, it's Madden and George and Canlis and Vigil and Mullen as the Tigers look to finish out this one leading. They get up ahead to J.P. Madden. Madden high off the glass. Shot's no good. He's going to be fouled by Isaiah Candelaria. And the Tigers go back to the free throw line with 41.7 seconds remaining. Chance for JP to get on the score sheet as well. Only Only John Paul and John Canlis have yet to get on the score sheet, and the free throw good, and gets a hearty cheer from the Tiger bench for JP. Misses backroom on the second. George nearly skied up and grabbed the rebound, but it's taken away by the Jags, and they'll push it in the front court. Carlos Ruiz has it. Ruiz will work it around to Ceros, and then Crespin, left wing, will fire up a long three. It's no good. Madden's got the rebound. He'll be fouled, and it'll be an inbounds for the Tigers with 31 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Janai Harris gets called. Maybe Johnny. Mullen gets the ball after the Jags work the pressure, and Vigil gets it out near midcourt. Vigil to the top of the key, pressured by Crespin. Madden now has it. Madden puts it on the floor. George takes it at the right wing. George, good bounce pass to Mullen, who was in the lane. Mullen trying to pass it away, has it deflected out of bounds. It'll stay with the Tigers here at the near sideline. Tigers don't seem too interested in taking a shot on this possession, just working it around. Madden trying to post up inside. Ball deflected out of bounds by Valencia again as Crespin got a hand on it. Mullen looking to inbound, gives it to Madden in the right corner. Back to Mullen. 5 seconds left. Tiger bench starts clapping. Vigil has it taken away by Crespin. Crespin all the way to the basket, lays it up and in. And that will do it. 63-32 is your final as the Alamogordo Tigers roll. This was a 10-8 game after one quarter. The Tigers outscore the Jags from that point 55-22 over the final three quarters. Really impressive from this Alamogordo basketball team. We'll take a break and we'll come back and get some post-game stats. Tigers are winners. They're 3-0 on the season.
When someone thinks they have a better idea, like a new way to make it or a new place to take it, they start their own business. Every small business has not-so-small ambitions. We can help you with about every financial service you'll need, like e-statements to save your filing space, mobile banking from your smartphone, lines of credit for expansion, and online account access. To us, there's nothing small about small business. First National Bank, member FDIC. When you grow, we grow.
When you think of all the things water wets, how clean your water is as important as it gets. A Culligan water system can help filter stuff out. So cleaner Culligan water is what comes out the spout. Into the pots you boil peas in, the teacup you're teasing, the lemonade you homemade when it's homemade lemonade season, the soup you serve guests, the bowls for your pets, and all the other wonderful things water wets. You could give your people Culligan water.
Softener starting at $7.95 plus tax installed on pre-plumbed homes. Shaw Quality Water Culligan. Call 437-6500.
Fall is here and winter is creeping up on us fast. This is Brandon with Desert Sun Toyota, and the prices are falling on all new 2019s in stock. I invite you down to Desert Sun Toyota today. Take advantage of some of the biggest savings of the year, like the new 2019 Camrys with $2,500 cash back, or the new 2019 4Runners with $1,250 cash back, or payments as low as $349 a month. If you're in the market for a new vehicle, come see why Toyota is ranked #1 in retail sales in the U.S. Desert Sun Toyota's Used Car Supercenter is expanding with our new value-priced vehicle lineup, like a 2010 Buick Enclave SUV priced at only $7,400. If you're in the market for a truck, SUV, or car, Desert Sun Toyota has what you're looking for. Our staff is here with experience, knowledge, and the best customer service to make your vehicle purchase the best. Come see why Desert Sun is voted #1 auto dealer in Otero County year after year. Visit us at DesertSunToyota.com for 3333 North White Sands Boulevard.
ESPN Alamogordo 103.7. The Tigers get the win over Valencia. 63-32 is the final. Really strong effort again from Alamo. I would say certainly their most impressive win. And maybe I had Valencia wrong. I certainly thought that this was a team that had played well in their opening games, and I was impressed with what happened against Trisco. But it's one of those where I'm sitting here wondering, is it the Tigers? And I think it's definitely how well they played, but Maybe Valencia not quite as strong as I thought they were heading into this afternoon's or this morning's matchup. Is it almost afternoon? Because I've been saying afternoon all morning. I got 45 minutes to go, right? But more impressively, it was a pretty even first quarter. Both teams looked kind of lethargic, and it was all Alamogordo after that. I said it right before the break. The Tigers outscored them 55-22 from the or 55-20, 55-13. No, 20. I had it right the first time. 55-22 from the start of the second quarter on. They were the better team second, third, and fourth quarter. Very, very impressive from Coach Boyd's group. 15 points to lead the way for Yvonne Bernal. He's somebody that kind of had a tough first half, battled through it, and had a much better second half, put up 11-9 in the second half, I should say, and got going from the field was a big thing for him. Adrian, great game. He had 13. 10 points for Scott Mullen, 9 for Harlan Gilbert. 6 points for Davion Smith, 3 points for Clavon Spencer, 2 for Jeremiah Vigil, Grayson Kaler, Gabriel Marquez, Brett George, and 1 point for J.P. Madden. Tigers only had one guy on the roster that didn't get into the scorebook in this game. And, again, goes to show how many different guys can be contributors and make a difference for the Tiger basketball team this season. So a very good win. Likely that they'll see Capital in the game tomorrow at 3:30 in the afternoon, which of course we'll have for you here on ESPN Alamogordo. Wouldn't make the trip all the way up here not to bring you that game. So we'll be back with you tomorrow at 3:30 in the afternoon as your Alamogordo Tiger boys basketball team takes on either Capital or Santa Fe Indian School. We'll try to post an update for you on our Facebook page about who they're playing coming up tomorrow, or at least some before the end of today. Best of luck to the Alamogordo girls. They play Shiprock today. Same goes for the Tularosa girls. They take on Estancia. Mescalero is facing off against, I need the brackets in front of me. I'm going to get it wrong. McCurdy is who they face off against. Tularosa boys begin their season against Maxwell today. Cloudcroft boys begin their season against Hot Springs. All of those are in tournaments, and we wish the best of luck to all of them. We'll be right back on the air here tomorrow at 3:30 in the afternoon as the Tigers will face off either against Capital or Santa Fe Indian School. Again, your final score is the Tigers 63, the Jaguars 32. Thanks for tuning in to ESPN Alamogordo 103.7.
You're listening to ESPN Alamogordo 103.7, Southern New Mexico's sports leader, KNMZ Alamogordo.